Wrestling fans, we have so much to cover tonight. Absolutely so much to cover. And to be perfectly honest, I know that might sound a little odd, a little different, because, quite frankly, there wasn't a whole lot that happened on SmackDown tonight outside of Bayley and Sasha Banks becoming the new Women's Tag Team Champions in the WWE. Outside of that, not a whole lot happened. We're going to cover the entire show, but outside of that, nothing majorly happened and nothing really built to Backlash. The greatest show, the greatest wrestling match of all time. Nothing really built towards Backlash, but we're going to go over the entire SmackDown tonight, plus so much more, including what is coming to the channel right here. What is coming to it? A whole new layout, wrestling fans. This, what you're seeing right now, will not be here forever. It will not. I have ordered myself microphone, lights, new camera, everything. It is on its way, wrestling fans. This channel is getting updated. Also, my brother, you've seen him on the channel many times. He even did some hosting back in 2017. You can go and check those out as well. Backlash, numerous others, pay-per-views and previews and predictions. Wrestling fans, he's starting his own podcast up, where he'll be interviewing people back and forth, doing some different things like that. Check his out. Once his podcast is up, I'll be giving you some more information when that comes around, and I'm sure he will be on here to give you some information as well. Tune in for that. Now, wrestling fans, let's dive into this SmackDown. Oh. Otis. King Otis. King Otis. Okay. Now he is King Money in the Bank Otis. Stealing King Corbin's crown. Does anybody care about King Otis versus King Corbin, and King Corbin getting disqualified, and all this stuff, just because Vince McMahon does not want King Corbin to be pinned 1, 2, 3 by Otis, because Otis has to be protected right now because he's in one of the best storylines in the WWE today. Does anybody care about it? I know I don't. I really don't. It was very, very cheesy tonight for SmackDown. Very cheesy, okay? It did not enhance the Money in the Bank storyline whatsoever. It did not enhance Otis trying to cash in on Braun Strowman. As a matter of fact, Otis hasn't really even tried to cash in on anybody, on anything, outside that one time right after Money in the Bank. I really wish, Mandy Rose and Otis would try to cash in a little bit, here and there on Braun Strowman. Maybe next week on the way to Backlash. Look, Miz and Morrison can have their rivalry with Braun Strowman. You have to involve the Money in the Bank contract as well. Get rid of just this funny gimmick storylines each and every week. Use the Money in the Bank briefcase, what it's there for. Teasing cash-ins until it's actually there for you to have the time to win whichever championship you're choosing. Unless Otis is not going to win the World Championship and he's just going to drop it. Which brings me to my next point, and to one of the biggest things that happened on SmackDown tonight. The one thing that people have been, loving about SmackDown the most as of late, and that's the Intercontinental Championship. the IC Championship Tournament, which people, really have been liking, okay? Now, I know that WWE has really made the IC tournament kind of predictable. They really, kind of made it, let's just face it, when they put the brackets out, we all knew that Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles was going to be the finals, in the finals. We just knew that they were going to be. There was no way that Jeff Hardy, that Sheamus, that Elias, that King Corbin, any of those guys was going to be in the finals. So tonight, they have a face-off. And they talk about what kind of champions they are going to be. Daniel Bryan going to defend it every night. Give everybody a challenge at the IC strap if he becomes the Intercontinental Champion next week. AJ Styles telling people they have to earn their right to be number one contender. Honestly, I like the open challenge aspect, but I like AJ Styles' look on things. You do have to earn your right to be a number one contender. Something WWE does not do very often. Usually they just throw number one contenders, out there, just hand pick people and just throw them. Whether they have been in a good storyline, their storyline before or not. AKA the modern day Fail Haraja, Jinder Mahal. Just look at his WWE Championship title reign in 2017. Did he really belong to be the number one contender? In my eyes, I don't think so. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about everything like that in the comments below. Alright, wrestling fans, now AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan going to be an extraordinary matchup. Fantastic contest next week. One thing's for sure. If D. Bryan wins next week, okay? AJ Styles needs to go after Otis. AJ Styles needs to go after Otis and get that Money in the Bank contract, that briefcase, off of Otis. And then take his place where he rightfully belongs, and that is the Universal Champion. If not, become the Intercontinental Champion. There's one thing that we all haven't really been talking about. I haven't heard anybody really mention this all that much. And that's the fact that AJ Styles is still calling out The Undertaker, still getting upset about The Undertaker, still all this stuff. The fact is, the way they're building this up, there is no doubt in my mind it's going to be The Undertaker versus AJ Styles. Probably in a one-on-one matchup inside the squared circle this time, not in some fancy type match that we saw Boneyard. And WWE is building that up either with him winning the Intercontinental Championship and then The Undertaker costing him the IC strap later on down the road, or something like that. Something's going to happen. But there's one thing for sure. If they're building this up that way, WWE needs to have AJ Styles start winning. Winning. He's losing too much. Look, AJ Styles is a phenomenal wrestler. Whether you like him or not, you cannot deny that. AJ Styles, look, is the best athlete they have on the roster. bar none. But he can't lose all the time. He can't. It's ridiculous that every week he goes out and he loses. And one thing that makes me think that he's going to beat Daniel Bryan next week is the fact not only that he has never held the IC championship, but he lost to Drew Gulak tonight. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about in the comments below, and tell me which kind of champion you would rather have on SmackDown. One that defends the title each and every night, or one like AJ Styles, who is a heel champion and is going to, take a back seat sometimes, but once he does have that match, it's going to be epic. So let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Sonya Deville took on Lacey Evans tonight, in which she lost to Lacey Evans because Mandy Rose got on the Titantron and distracted her. Then she received a woman's right. 1, 2, 3. Now, wrestling fans, it's simple. Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville needs to happen at Backlash. Sonya Deville is showing a lot of promise inside the squared circle and the mic. That matchup needs to happen. Okay? If not, then stick Sonya Deville versus Lacey Evans. They're having their rivalry, and they have 50-50 booking right now. Who will win the final matchup? Have it just be a short little rivalry and have Sonya Deville win. One of the two. It looks like eventually, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville is about to come to an end anyway. But after this rivalry, look, just keep on the momentum of Sonya Deville. She is doing a great job on SmackDown right now. Keep it up, okay? Just keep it up. Another thing that I want to really discuss tonight is the fact that WWE is using wrestlers as fans. Now, a lot of the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community, has been griping and moaning and groaning and complaining. I've heard it. Look, I might be on the minority here. I'm not sure if I am completely the minority, but it's a lot better seeing wrestlers in the audience than having absolutely zero noise in the audience whatsoever. When there's no audience whatsoever, when it's bone dry, it sucks. Now, I admit, it's cheesy. It's cheesy. The way they boo and the way they cheer the heels and the baby faces really comes off what you would hear on 2K20 or 2K19, one of the 2K games that they have. Doesn't come off organic or anything. It doesn't come off like you're hearing, a crowd, one of the WWE fans. But do you expect them to? No. You don't expect them to sound like us in the attendance. You don't expect them to. You don't expect them to sound like New York. You don't expect them to sound like Chicago. And if you do, then, you're counting your chickens. I don't know what in the world's wrong with you, because, look, Vince McMahon is not going to have them sounding, like cities like that. Period. Because those are some of the roughest cities as far as WWE fans are concerned. Now, moving on. That's the only thing I'm saying about the wrestling fans, the wrestlers being in attendance. The only thing. This is the only time I'm going to mention it. Okay? Only time. Now, outside of all that, we had Bayley and Sasha Banks become the tag team champions. Not a big surprise. Not a big surprise whatsoever here in my eyes. Might have been a surprise to some of you. Not a big surprise to me. Look, if there's going to be a breakup, have them become the tag team champions and eventually drop the titles, which causes the breakup and which causes the championship match, women's, for SummerSlam. Sounds like a good rivalry to me. Sounds like a good setup for me. And honestly, right now, they probably just stuck the tag titles on Bayley and Sasha Banks because they want to give Bayley that accolade of holding the tag team titles and the women's title at the same time. Plus, they want to give Sasha Banks the title. Plus, they wanted to give Fox some more ratings. And give Raw some more ratings. By putting the two hottest women, the two biggest heels, the two biggest draws right now, really, on TV on both shows. Because people are complaining really the most about Charlotte. So they're not going to put her on every single show, every single week. So what do? You put the titles on Sasha Banks and Bayley, and you put them on Raw and SmackDown. People aren't going to complain as much about Bayley and Sasha Banks. There you go. Hands down. That's a big reason why. Y'all let me know what you're thinking about that in the comments below. Let me know what you're thinking about everything about the tag team titles, about Otis and him losing the Money in the Bank contract, because I hope that's what happens in the near future. You know, about Jeff Hardy and what happened tonight, about him just simply coming out and saying his version, which I thought was really lame how they had him saying it, because quite frankly, he stuttered and he took too many breaks while he was saying it and things like that. It was like he was thinking of what he was trying to say. And then, of course, Sheamus came down and just ruined the whole thing and beat up Jeff Hardy. Like I really care, and like you really care. We all knew it was leading up to Backlash, Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. Wrestling fans, outside of that, let me know what you're thinking about the entire show. And, of course, the fact that this channel is changing. I'm getting a whole new set, and I'm getting microphone. Don't forget that I'm doing that. Microphone, getting new camera. I will be, once all that stuff comes in, I will be trying to go live some. So, tune in for that. I'm getting lights, all that. It's going to be awesome. This channel is changing. And don't forget that here soon, my brother will be getting his own podcast up. That's going to be a great time. That's going to be a great thing right here for YouTube. Guarantee it. So, check his out. When he comes up with the name and everything about it, I'll let you know right here on the channel. So you all can go and check that out as well. But I'm getting out of here. Alright. I'll see you Monday for Raw. Sunday. I'll be right back here for my preview and predictions of Backlash. Will it be the greatest pay-per-view of all time? We're going to discuss it Sunday. and my true, honest prediction on Backlash. Tune in. But until I see you then, this is Webby, and I'll catch all of you on the other side. Talk to you later.